Yes, we'll just get a glimpse of New Jersey and then begin our session. Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
start video here and then ये
Yeah.
तो मैंने बंद किया पता नहीं है
Oh,
ये
yeah. Oh, lovely. Looks beautiful, sir.
complete white.
So sweet. So wonderful.
Yeah, everything
Like
is
a
like just covered
postcard.
in snow.
Like
Yeah,
a
Oh,
postcard. Yes, sir.
and bahar like 2 feet ka snow है, so it's difficult to step out.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yes, sir.
Yeah, yeah.
All right.
Thank you.
I
Yes.
think, thank you, sir.
I don't know whether we should call it wonderful because he may be facing difficulty because of that.
Yes. Yeah, but yes, yes, indeed. So let us begin with the invocation. Saraswati Namastubhyam Varade Kamarupini Vidyarambham Karishyami Siddhir Me Sada Vasudevam Sutam Devam Kamsachanuramardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum. So at the outset, thank you, Pallaviji, for a wonderful summary of the entire week's session. That was very good for everybody to get reconnected with the entire week's studies. So today, can someone just give a recollection of something that we saw? Anybody, any point? Anything that we saw? Yes, sir, Dhananjay.
We saw two famous shlokas. One is Yada Yada Hi Dharmasya,
Okay.
which are normally very popular,
Yeah. Yes, sir.
and the second one was Paritranaya Sadhunam, meaning whenever and wherever there is a decline in religious practices and predominance of irreligion,
Or
uh,
religion, or because dharma, exactly, do we have to say it is religion or
irreligion.
manav dharma? Yes, sir.
I said
So dharma,
irreligion. That means
dharma.
Okay.
non-religion. Predominance of irreligion. At that time, Krishna said, "I did
No, because yes, sir. Just one thing is dharma is sometimes equated to religion, but the word is beyond religion also.
Okay.
And here means when there is a because there are a lot of dharmic atheists also, no,
Mm.
isn't it, sir?
Yeah,
They
yeah,
may not believe the in a particular religion, but yet they would be upholding the highest dharma at times. So
correct.
Yes.
here it is more of unrighteousness, we can say.
Yeah,
Adharma.
absolutely.
Yes, sir.
Adharma, right? We can call it
Yes.
other.
Yes,
And
absolutely. Yes, sir.
and then next sloka, Paritranaya Sadhana meant to deliver the pious
Yeah.
and kill the miscreants and okay, or
Or
completely wipe out the miscreants and to
miscreants or the wrong. Like in Sant Jnaneshwar is Duritanche Timira Jao. That is something like the wrong,
correct.
destruction of the wrong. Yes, sir.
That means whatever is wrong in their mind, it should go off.
Yeah,
Duritanse
yeah. Yes,
and to
yes, yes.
and to reestablish the religion, Krishna says he reappears millennium after millennium.
Yeah. So again,
You
Dharma
can't, you,
Sansthapanarthaya is Krishna is going to establish ki now you have to follow only my worship me alone as God, because a lot of cults have this habit, that they have this statement that somebody is going to come and then destroy all other religions and establish one religion. Is that something Krishna is going to intend to do, or is he indicating that, or what is the Dharma Sansthapanarthaya Sambhavami Yuge Yuge? What is the Dharma that Kurma Avatar established, or Varaha Avatar? It is not just religion, it is something more than religion, sir.
It is right. What is right
What
should
is
be.
right for the upliftment of humanity as a whole.
yeah. So it is not particularly Hindu dharma or Christian dharma. It
Yes, sir.
is as we you said dharma and adharma like that.
Yes, sir. Absolutely, sir.
Whatever is opposite of adharma, he wants to come and
Yes,
raise.
yes, yes, yes,
And
yes.
not anything like only
Yeah,
uh,
one religion.
keeping
Absolutely.
one religion. Yeah,
Because
correct.
that is the beauty of Sanatan Dharma. It is not, it is like Vinapi Shastram, Vinapi Yuddham, Jayati Jagat Sarvam. Without
Yeah,
a weapon, without it can still win over the world without having to destroy. Because what is right is basically understood by the soul, and what
yeah.
is falsehood will fall apart in the presence of that right. So, establishment of that righteousness. Again, we are not trying to say the avatar has to conform to non-violence. The avatar is not bound by anything, but it is not for direct one particular pantha. Yes,
Religion.
sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, yeah. Right.
Yes, yes, sir.
I
Yes,
thought
sir.
that these are the two important points which we learned last week.
Right, sir. Right, sir. Anybody else would like to add some more points before we go ahead? If one or two. Anybody else? We saw one very interesting shloka, which was very confusing as well, which prompted a very interesting discussion from one of the participants. Yes, Pallavi. Yes, please.
So, in one shloka, Krishna talks about Nirashraya,
Yeah.
Nityatrupta. So, Nirashraya is something which doesn't actually mean the way it sounds, but it means without dependence on external factors.
Yes, yes, yes.
So, our one's happiness shouldn't depend on external factors, and that is what one should aim for.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And happiness should not come from the external factors, because if it is coming from external factors only, you are going to get worried. You're going to get worried about what is going to happen to me. How is this? What is all? But someone who is become so free that all right, even if it's like I don't know if anybody participants ever had an experience where the roof on the head has been removed. Not literally, it means you actually suddenly felt that. Anyone has got such an experience anytime. And that experience comes in life. We sometimes feel, hopeless. Sometimes we feel absolutely in great distress. We are never able to come to terms with it. But here the word is Nitya Trupta for an Nirashraya. Yes, anybody would like to share?
Maybe it happens because if you lose somebody very
Okay.
close
Yeah.
to you.
Yeah.
I have a personal experience when I was only 14 years old. I lost my mother.
Okay, sir.
So
So suddenly
as you rightly said, I thought at that time like the roof on my face
head
head
is
has come
gone.
off.
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Isn't it? So it is something. But here, this Krishna is talking about Nitya Trupta Nirashraya. Uh, because you understand, maybe, sir, 40 you had lost your mother, sir, but now you
14,
still, yes, sir,
14, not 40, 14, 1 4,
14, 4, 1. Oh, that is a very, but
young age.
yes, sir, but can we say that she is still with you, sir?
Yeah, definitely.
Isn't it, sir? So
She's there.
this,
She's there just now on my table. Her,
and
her
in
photograph.
our heart.
Our
Yeah, but
photograph is there.
our
She's always in
photograph
my
is
house.
there. Even today, she is
Correct.
in the heart, isn't it, sir?
Yes, yes.
Uh, there is a person who is without parents. He is now Mr. Srishti Karthikeyan. He has set up a village on the outskirts of Pondicherry. Imagine, not it is difficult, and then in that he has set up a village. He started a village. Think of how anybody can even begin create a village. But this village is also not just a village. It's a village for people with special needs. If you ask him who is his father, who is his mother, he says, God is my father, God is. And now he is having his own family, his children, his own children. But you
Correct.
see how his entire life he is able to go through. So, this aspect in sadhana, we talk about becoming free from attachments. But it is very difficult to actually become free from attachments. And when people who give the greatest of great bhashans or preachings of becoming free from attachment, the same ones, when a moment comes where they lose their attachment, suddenly are not able to keep that standard, because on the spiritual path you have to have the high standard. There can be no double standards. And the interesting part is we can fool others, can we not? Sometimes we should not try to fool, but there is sometimes a lower human tendency in many of us. So we try to fool people, we try to show something to someone without actually, but we can't fool ourselves, and we come face to face with truth. And on the spiritual path, you cannot be a Trishanku, half here, half there. And that time it becomes very difficult. So when you are able to accept even the most difficult moments, and not only accept, you are able to rejoice it. You can become trupta even in that moment. Okay, this is the divine will. Let the divine will be done. A simple, simple statement. If you are able to live by that, you will just see a great transformation. That is what Krishna is talking, because such a person has now withdrawn from the individual consciousness and is aligned with the higher consciousness of the divine. And you just watch how works are done. He is not. Naiva kinchit karoti sa. Such a person does not do anything, and yet his works are done. This was one more interesting thing. He is not the doer of works, and yet his work is done. What does this mean? We'll look at this and we'll probably continue with the Gita shloka. Not doing works and yet your work being done. It's like I won't do my homework, my classmate will come and complete it for me. What is the meaning of this? Anyone?
So he's not the doer of it means he's not bound by the karma, whatever he's doing.
Not
So
bound by. Okay. Okay.
and his work is done.
All right.
And thinking of the doer to be the divine himself, not the person, the I is not there,
Mhm.
so it might work that way too.
Okay. 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 Yes, Pallavi has said rightly. Yes, Shashiji, please add. Yes, Ji. Yes, ma'am.
I just wanted to say it could also mean that anything we do, if we dedicate it to Him, He will carry
Mm.
forward the work for us. He'll
Yeah.
finish off
Yeah.
the work. It has
Yes.
to be dedicated to Him.
Yes. Dedicated to him. Absolutely. ना हम करता हरि ही करता, और जैसे राम हमारा काम करे हम बैठे आराम. Meaning you have now surrendered to the divine and you're just doing your duty, not because you are the owner of the works. You are ready, and you will just watch how through even sometimes we see sometimes misfortunes happening, sometimes difficult moments coming, sometimes there's a play of circumstances, isn't it, in life? I went to do something nice and then I only spoiled everything. That feeling comes, or I did not have any control. It is like you are entered into a situation where you have to defend yourself and then you are prevented from defending yourself also. And how do you deal with it? Then you become frustrated. So instead of that, if you're able to understand, okay, this is not my work anymore, it is divine's work. If it is divine's work, who should have the headache? Individual or divine only?
Divine, divine.
Divine only, isn't it?
Divine.
And we don't have to
Divine.
worry too much about divine's headache because he's got so many heads. Sastra, Shirasha, Purusha, Purusha Sukta says there's thousands of heads are there for the divine. So let us not worry about it. Offer, offer. This is a nice aspect. If you surrender completely, my life, my decisions, my personal, everything I'm offering to God. Sometimes you are worried, isn't it? What will happen to my dearest ones? That becomes a source of attachment and becomes a source of problem. Dhritarashtra also had the same problem. What will happen to my dear Duryodhana? No, 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 I can't offer to Krishna. I can't think of anything. So he kept trying to do good for Duryodhana. And what happened ultimately? It was again attachment only. This is the aspect. So when we are ready to surrender to the divine, you can also experience the joy of Nirashraya. You can experience that joy. Many times when people have nothing to lose, they even find a bunch of friends who have nothing to lose and their life goes so well. It is something like it is a very different merry gathering of Jivan Muktas. And what are the works? Works are done which are phenomenal because no one is connected by Swartha. And the higher force works through such people. That is what Krishna is talking about. So when a person does like this, when a person does not have any selfish motive, will that person do anything wrong to another person out of greed? Will that
No.
person try to push another person down? Will the person try to scheme? Will that person try to do anything cunningly? No, not at all.
No.
That is what we say. This is Shariram Kevalam Karma Kurvan Apnoti Kilvisham. I'll just look at the 21st shloka and continue. Once more, we just look at how is such a person doing his duties. Nirashir Yata Chittatma Tyakta Sarva Parigraha Shariram Kevalam Karma Kurvan Apnoti Kilvisham. He desires not for his heart or mind. All desires renounced. His senses in his grip you find. In his poise, all bodily actions he does verily perform, but his actions can cause no sin to take form. Such a person will do the karma but will not create any great, what we can say, karma bandhana or any kind of new sanskaras which will bind the person further. And what are the desires? Zero, zilch, nothing at all. This person is having zero desires. Not for the heart, not for the mind also. And when all these desires are given up, that person is having full grip, full control. That person is somebody who's having a great dhira. All the world can go against him, also will not create a disturbance. If everybody in the world praise him, also he will not get a disturbance. That is the state. And in that balance, every action is just like Sharira Karma. We all do some Sharira Karma in the day, isn't it? When we get up, we brush our teeth, we go to bath. All of these are what? There are
Karmas.
Sharirik Karmas, isn't it? Do we get emotional?
No.
No, no, this teeth only I brushed. So I did first for this teeth. I wanted to do the other teeth first. No, it's not like that because we understand it very quite dispassionately, isn't it? It's a duty. I need to do it, not beyond that. Like that, this person is wading through life in such a way. Then this person is free. My one question is, will that person not be so boring? Or will life of such a person not be very boring? Yes or no? Anybody?
No. No, he will be very interesting.
How is that? How is it, Vijuji? He's always balanced, isn't it?
Yeah, he's always balanced, and he will talk without any selfishness.
So he can learn better, isn't it?
Yes.
There will not
Yes.
be any
Yes.
confirmation bias of every
Yes.
moment. I have to teach the world. I have to tell this opinion. No, he's like, okay, okay. Aditi is adding something.
He will be happy also.
Ha,
So
Trupti,
if he's
Trupta is there.
happy,
That
so
And
closer
make
to
others
God.
also happy
yeah, and
around
make
him.
others also happy. Okay,
Happy
yes.
around him.
Yeah, sometimes people are there, no, they just want to show they are smarter than the other person. And they think they are very good when they try to prove something intellectually. But in the end, what happens? If they are, if you are hurting somebody else and then feeling better about it, that person is never going to be around you, or there's not going to be his happiness always. So that's a nice point. Yes, yes, it is. And the experience of consciousness when your work is done by the divine, that is absolutely unparalleled. Imagine feeling the presence of the divine in the smallest of actions. Meaning you are going to say, even just like you are busy in something and then you have put the milk on the stove and you have just forgotten. But you are thinking of the divine, and suddenly from somewhere you get a slight hint, hey, watch it. You go start running there and you immediately you're happy, wow, I got a hint and luckily I got saved, isn't it? Like that, this person is able to receive certain insights. This person is able to get a higher insight, and that person is blissful at all times. So that balance is required, because if you don't have that balance, the insight will not come. You will be walking on a different realm of senses only. You may be talking about the highest things. You might be talking very lofty talks, but in practicality, you are not living in that consciousness at all. That is of no use. And this is a very nice shloka, and I think in the Dr. Mishraji's talk about Nirashraya, that word, there was one more shloka reference, which is the 22nd shloka that we are going to cover. Yadrucha labha santushto dvandvatito vimatsaraha samasiddhava siddhau cha kritvapi na nipadhyate. So what is this yadrucha labha santushto? With whatever good that comes naturally his way, he is contented. Thus never envious on any day. Both success and failure he greets with poise. Works don't bind him, for he has transcended choice. It is so beautiful. Once more, with whatever good that comes naturally his way, he is contented and thus never envious on any day, never jealous. Why did that person get this much credit? Why did this happen to that person and not to me? These are kind of thoughts which never enter such a person because this person is treating anything good happening in the life, maybe smallest, but it has happened naturally and it's coming directly as a gift from the gods. So there's gratitude, there is joy, there is bliss, all such nice positive uplifting moments are there in the life of such an individual. And so is never envious. Imagine if you see somebody who is say a better artist than you. Will you feel, oh, that person is better than me and feel bad about it, or you will enjoy the artwork? You'll appreciate it, isn't it? But
Yes.
many times in school and all, we are taught. I had a friend of mine who was a very good artist. I just got called and for a competition. It was in the last minute that next day morning this competition is there, and I came to know at night around 9, and the competition was at 6:30 in the morning, a painting competition. And immediately I called up my friend, hey, there is a painting competition, come tomorrow morning. So he got, I think, first prize, and then I got second prize. Some of my elders were like, what is this wrong with you? Why did you have to call him? I mean, what is the point of me getting some prize and not advancing? No, if you get a challenge, it's always something better. Why are we trying to always compare? We should not, it is not required. And something we should understand that if you are experiencing the joy of things coming your way and accepting everything, means there is no bad news. No, everything is news only. You are looking at it with balance and then looking at what is if you see one very nice quote of I think late Sushma Swarajji had talked about how she experienced things. She was a good follower of Sri Krishna, and she said very nicely, if anything happens according to my wish, she says she would be calling it Krishna Prasad, Prasad from Krishna. That's fine. But what happens when something doesn't go your way? So when something doesn't
That is
happen,
also Krishna Prasad.
she says she used to call it happily she'll accept it as Krishna Icha and again take it also as a prasad. Means you are now losing this, transcending this choice, isn't it? You have, you are, if I don't succeed in one place, there could be a very good reason why I may not understand right now. I was absolutely frustrated when my MS applications were getting rejected left and right for no reason. I had a good score, good IELTS. I didn't even understand. That time I felt like this is very disturbing. And I remember my mother quoting me some line of Sri Aurobindo which made me more frustrated that time. She said, if your will and God's will doesn't match, then there is suffering. I was like, what on earth is God's problem with me doing my higher studies? What is his logic or what happiness is going to come? And it did not, it made me so frustrated at that time. Now, in hindsight, I don't think it made any difference. My journey was expected to be different. But at that time, I did not know because that time my view was only at that moment, isn't it? So if we are able to come out sometimes, we can actually save ourselves of a lot of frustration and lot of disturbances. Somebody behaved in a particular manner. It's all right, no? They're not robots. After a while, we are going to have a novelty of people behaving normally because we are now going to have chatbots only everywhere. Everything we are going to get response, tailored response of what we want. What we want. We'll start training chatbots to oppose us later on because right now they are only accepting. So instead, let us accept normally. Like on a hot day, suddenly you get a cool breeze. Don't you feel good? It is something like that. Just accepting naturally whatever is coming and not jealous of anything. Such a person is able to greet both success and failure with poise, and this person is no more bound by works because that individual has transcended choice. It's a great freedom to experience, but for experiencing that freedom, we really have to surrender to the divine completely. Unless we do that, we don't experience it in the full manner. Let us see. Krishna goes on. Gata sangasya muktasya jnanavasthita chetasaha yajna yacharatah karma samagram praviliyate. Devoid of attachment, he is truly free and liberated. In a state of sacrifice, his every action is consecrated. In the self, his heart and mind are immersed and involved, and all reactions arising from works are dissolved. So this person has zero attachments. So such a person is free. Can we think of how whatever, we are all from different fields, different walks of life. In our workplace, how can zero attachment help us? Anybody? Whatever work we may be doing. Anybody, if you can just share, workplace, home, anywhere. How will we be benefited? How can we become free with zero attachment? This concept of zero attachment or no attachment at all. How can it make us free? Anyone?
Because we
No
won't think of
stress.
anybody's this what we won't think of anybody
Huh? But
when we
if
are
we don't
doing
think
our
of
work.
anybody, we will become heartless, no?
No, not heartless, but we are not worried of anybody's actions or reactions or anything. And we
Okay.
will go on doing our karma.
Okay. Meaning if I am say I'm going to cook something for someone, I'm not going to wait for that person to praise me. Oh, what a
Yeah,
wonderful.
yeah, yeah. That's
Because
true.
when you are expecting that, no, that is a trap for yourself.
Yeah, then it
And
is a worry for us, or when we think that that should be appreciated, and
yes.
we should
I know
just
that very personally because my sister's friend who is also like my sister, I made a very exotic and elaborate dish. And she knew I was expecting
some
some
praise.
comment. She just quietly ate it. She ate a second serving also, but did not tell me one word. And it's been almost 2 years. She has not told me one word. I keep asking, you have not yet told. She says, no, I'll not tell. Because see, that attachment is there. No, that attachment is keeping me occupied there. Instead, if I'm free, do my duty and go ahead. Why should I? What great medal am I going to get if somebody praises it or criticizes it? So, yes, that was one point Viju Maji shared. Yes, Shashiji, you are sharing something? Yes, please.
I was just going to say, you've already got your answer. She had 2 helpings. Did that not tell you anything?
Yeah, no, expectation was wanting to hear, isn't it? So that expectation bound me. Yes, absolutely. Yes. So let
Yeah,
us continue.
I wanted to say that we'll also be able to compartmentalize better. Like if
Ah,
work, whatever is happening in work is just in that duration, it will not affect our mind that we keep stressing over
absolutely.
it.
Great.
It
There,
flashes over
sometimes,
our
yeah.
personal life and
Sometimes
our
we have less time. We have less time sometimes, and we have to get it there. And our bosses sometimes expect divine outputs, which even God as an avatar may not manifest. And in that, we pressure ourselves so much in trying to make it all happen. That's a very important thing, like being able to compartmentalize. That can happen only when we are calm, not when we have a continuous anxiety running in the background, a background process. Absolutely, that's a wonderful point. So these are all a lot of people just have defamed detachment unnecessarily. It is actually a very nice thing. It can keep us balanced. Yes, Dhananjay, yes, sir.
Yeah, what I felt that when you have attachments, then you have emotions, and when you
Okay,
are carried away in emotions, you are not able to take or think
decision.
in a
Right.
vivek buddhi. That means
Yeah.
that you get carried away by either by joy or the anger or anything. But if you don't have attachment, you can take decisions by vivek. That means
Okay.
by vivek buddhi. That is
Right.
what I feel.
But sir, what we can say, are emotions themselves bad, sir?
Not bad. They are good and bad both.
So getting carried away by them is bad, isn't it, sir?
Absolutely.
Till
Absolutely
we
right.
means we are not looking to a point where we become heartless and emotionless and cold, and we are going to not have compassion at all. Only we are not going
But
to have what we call
but
misplaced compassion.
if when you get carried away because when you have attachment by the emotion.
Yes. Beautifully said, sir. So we are all humans, and we'll always have emotions. We'll experience
Yeah.
that. Where Gita is not asking us to become what we can say inhuman at all. Only not get carried away by the emotions.
Correct.
Wonderfully said. So the heart and mind, if it is not involved in the emotions, because we have a tendency to always grab or attach or keep thinking of things. This is the nature of the mind, like it is also of the indriyas, to get attached to objects of sense. Even thoughts get attached suddenly. So if we have removed it from this, where do we think we can put it? Where do we focus it?
On our growth or on our own spiritual growth, on becoming.
Yeah, yes, that is true. And to ensure that the simplest way is to offer it and focus on the divine.
Yeah.
Immerse yourself in the thoughts of the divine only. Meaning, when you are doing an artwork, you have to look at the colors. You have to see you remember your aesthetics, what knowledge that you have. You understand what strokes you want to do. But yet, we have something called a background process, isn't it? In the background, instead of using that memory space for all the worries and anxieties, let some offering of the divine take place there. Let some thought of the divine. Sometimes people just do a simple japa. They do it on the inside. Or if that is also not happening, offer your work. Offer. Everybody has different ways. Krishna is going to share us several as we enter into the Gita more. But this is one important thing. When you do this, what happens is your mind is completely in that only, your consciousness is also in that, and you are not going to be worrying about these reactions from works while you are doing the works. Favorable, unfavorable, all right, you're going to just what you course correct immediately. You'll have contingency plans ready also immediately because your mind is calm. Okay, this does not work. Let me try because my aspiration is to take things ahead. Let's continue. Brahmar padam brahmahavir brahmagno brahmanahutam brahmaiva tena gantavyam brahma karma samadhina. This is what is the offering. Offering to what? To Brahman, to the supreme truth. It is to the Brahman, the supreme truth, that all offerings are made. Why? Why should we do this? So that into the state of the Brahman one can wade. The Brahmin, who is the Brahmin here? The seeker of truth. The Brahmin, the truth seeker, into Brahma's fire pours oblations, and his works reach the ultimate state of Brahman actions. This is a beautiful shloka. Brahmarpanam Brahma Havir Brahmagno Brahmana Hutam Brahmaiva Tena Gantavyam Brahma Karma Samadhinam. People, while eating food, sometimes they do that offering.
Yes.
They say this mantra, Brahmarpanam, meaning this food is also Brahma. Anna Brahma is entering into the Brahman. I'm offering it to the Brahman only. The Agni inside of the body also is the Brahman fire only. Brahmana Hutam, the Ahuti is also there to the Brahman only. And Brahmaiva Tena Gantavya Brahma Karma Samadhina. So, means where is the offering done? It is to whom is it done? It is done Brahmarpanam. Why is it done? So that we enter into that higher state of consciousness. We move towards that highest truth. Who is that seeker of the truth? The seeker of light, seeker of the Brahmic knowledge? That person is called the Brahmin.
Brahman. Brahman.
He is the Brahman. Brahman who is seeking the truth. What does that Brahman do? He does the yajna. What is the yajna? Action done in detachment. What is the ahuti he is pouring? They pour ghee into the yagnik fire, isn't it? What is the ahuti that person is pouring? In his works only, he is offering detachment, he is offering everything to the divine only. And what is going to happen? all his works, they will not remain ordinary works. Instead, these works will go into what we can say the highest Brahman. They reach to the state of Brahman. Brahmaivatena gantavyam Brahma karma samadhina. They become divine. The actions of that person becomes divine. The deeds that that person become divine. In short, the life of that person becomes divine. That is how it is done, and that is what Krishna is telling. Let us see. Daivameva pare yajnam yoginah paryupasate brahmagna vapare yajnam yagne naivopa jovati. Some seekers of the divine union make sacrifices only to the gods whom they prefer. But there are others who in the sacrifice partake into Brahma's fire. They offer solely for the sacrifice's sake. Just one moment. Just give me one moment. Yeah, Hari Om. Yes, so this shloka actually, Devam eva pare yajnam yoginah pariyupasate. Some seekers of a divine union make sacrifices only to the gods whom they prefer. But there are others who in the sacrifice partake into the Brahma's fire. They offer solely for the sacrifice's sake. To understand this better, has anybody taken part in the yagna, any yagna? Anybody has done any yagna or part? Yes, sir. If you would like to share something about it. Yes, Pankajji?
Yeah, so I'm originally from Varanasi.
अरे वाह, okay, sir.
And जब मैं अपने गांव जाता हूँ साल में एक बार चला ही जाता हूँ.
Yes, sir.
So on the outskirts of Varanasi, about 40 kilometers away from Varanasi airport is my town home village. And there, when we go, by default, we organize this very small yajna for the entire village, where everybody is gathered, and there is some chanting and some things, and then at the end there is havan and kund and all that stuff.
Yes, sir. Yes,
So उस
yes.
यज्ञ में एक कहते हैं उसको कि एक संकल्प लिया जाता है यज्ञ में. Like
Okay.
there is a
Yes.
motive कि एक हमारा जो गांव है उसके सबका कल्याण, everybody
Yes,
goes to the
yes.
next level in the knowledge
Yes.
and the health.
Yes.
So that is a small thing we do.
Yes,
I don't
yes.
know how relevant it is to this topic here and what
Yes,
but this is
absolutely.
what we do.
All right, sir. All right. So there are several types of yagnas, but again, the central aspect of every yagna is the same. It is an offering. Offering to what? To the divine. What is the role of the Agni? Agni is the mediator. What is the mediator doing? He's taking our prayers, our aspirations to the supreme divine. So how do people do? There are two types of yagnas. There is something called Sakam yagna and another is called Nishkam yagna. Sakama is what? With a desire. With a desire. I am doing this so I get this in return. That is one type of yagna people do. And then they have their choices, their own preferences. I will do this particular yagna to this particular deva. But there are others also who do what we call a nishkama yagna, doing sacrifice for the sake of the sacrifice, meaning this has to be done. One of the nice mantras are done in Agnihotra also. Agneya swaha, Agneya idanna mama. Suryaya swaha, Suryaya idanna mama. Prajapate swaha, Prajapate idanna mama. Idanna mama means it belongs to the divine, not to me. Not to me. This offering also is again not to me. The I, the doer. Because later on in the Gita we will see there are yajnas also how a nature of a person masks the type of yajna being done by the person. That stamp of that individual. There's like we saw these gunas, isn't it? Rajasic, Sattvic, and Tamasic. So sometimes yajnas also become either Rajasic ones or Sattvic ones or Tamasic ones. But here Krishna is saying two types of offerings are there. Some people do. Some people do with desires, but there are others. What do you think is the better type to do a yajna? Anyone? And
For
why?
everyone, for the betterment of all sentient
Yes.
beings.
Yes, for all sentient beings with any particular desire in terms of sakam or nishkam. With a desire or without a particular desire?
Without.
Why is that, Shashiji? We're going to spend so much time, so much, we'll get ghee, we'll get all the ahutis, so much efforts, and yet nothing in return. Why is that?
Maybe it would take longer to have your own desire fulfilled. When you fulfill everybody's desire, it's quicker, and
It's quicker.
you even forget your own desire, in the happiness
That
of
is,
having
yes, yes.
fulfilled somebody else's
So
desire.
it is like when we know the divine will take care of us instead of worrying about that. I want to let my offering which I pour in the fire, let it be my own incompleteness. Let the fire burn that. Let my own attachments dissolve. Let my vices burn. Let my vices disappear. When we start offering with that bhava, that will bring about an integral transformation. And that definitely is kind of shrestha. It is something higher because divine is the giver. Divine is always there, ready to give. The question is, are we ready to take? And do we know what to take also? That is the bigger question. So let us see, let us continue. So some offer different types of offerings. We'll see this 26th shloka. Shrodradin Indrayani Anye Sam Anye Sayamagni Shuchuhvati Shabdadin Vishayan Anya Indriyagni Shajohvati. Others consecrate their hearing and other senses as a whole into the sacrificial fire of complete self control. Some place the music of sound or the best objects they desire, thus offering their senses into the sacred sacrificial fire. Means different types of offerings are there. Here, these people offer their full control, no self-control. Offer whatever self-control they have kept. With that, they practice. They do their sadhana, and in the yajna, offer it before the divine. Like there are singers, they will try to sing in melody of the divine. Look at a Samaveda; it is full of beautiful rhythmic, musical, metrical rhythms. So those are offered to the divine. The best. Others, they consecrate their hearing and other senses as a whole. What is the meaning of consecrating your senses of hearing and Bhadram karne bhir shrunyam devaha? Let my ears only receive that which is hear what is right. Let my ears hear what is. Sometimes you feel you don't need to hear unnecessary gossip, isn't it? You're walking happily and everything is going on. You got a phone call from a friend, and that friend put in a lot of kachra into your ears. And then from the ears, it goes into the head, and from the head, it goes into the heart. And without knowing what happens, your indriyas are out of your control. And you start doing this because that person told. And in the end, you will find that person lied. But look what has happened to your entire system because you don't have what we can say. We should hear also the right things, isn't it? What you keep hearing, you that impinges onto your enters into your consciousness. These people say, "Let me hear only that is auspicious." That beautiful mantra is there. Bhadram karne bhir shrunyam devaha bhadram pashyimakshadhir yatraha stirai rangai sushtavan swasthanabhi vyashema deva hitam yadayu. Means full self-control. That person is controlling eyes also, what I see also, whatever my body is doing also. Let me offer to the divine because I should be available as an instrument of the divine for fulfilling, for the betterment of the divine. I am present. It is like God is giving a name call. Who is present? Everybody are like, nobody is willing to raise their hands because listening to God means, oh no, I have to give up attachments. I don't want, maybe next Janma I'll see. This Janma I want attachments. But no, these people are ready to offer to the divine.
More
Um,
senses.
yes, yes. Even music. Beautiful. They say music is a very shortcut, very wonderful shortcut to the divine. Nada Brahma, this word only has originated from a beautiful nad, which is the nad of the divine rhythm, which has entered into this cosmos. And through music, you can connect. That is why a lot of musicians, they don't have to do special prayers. Their song, their Bhakti Geet itself become a bhajan of connecting them. It becomes a means for attaining yoga, oneness with the divine. Let us continue. Sarvani nindriya karmani prana karmani chapare atma sanyam ayogagnau juhvati jnanadipati. All sense-bound actions are offered by some. Means every karma, no, connected with the indriyas, that person becomes very conscious. They very conscious and they offer all the actions. Like what? Along with all the bodily actions, breath also and life force also. Breath and life force. Meaning, I mean, how many of us are breathing? Everybody will say, yes, I am breathing. How many of us are conscious of our breathing? We don't know. Breath is coming, going. We are alive because this is happening, isn't it? Imagine if lungs say, hey, you're not giving me enough attention. I don't want to function, or I'm going on a break. Just 10 minutes. So many years I've been working. Or heart says, no, no, I just want a break for 5 minutes, please. Just 5 minutes break. Let me rest. What's going to happen? Well, our entire life
Yes.
force is gone, isn't it? They say, we are alive because the prana sancharan is taking place. When we are no more, what is it called? It is called gata prana, meaning the life force is left. So some people recognize that yes, I have to really concentrate and become conscious. In a wonderful workshop, I think in that of Mishra ji had shared something. He had asked everybody to count the number of breaths in a minute. How many breaths you are taking in a minute? And he asked us to compare and asked us to first imagine and visualize first number of what is the tortoise, a breathing of a tortoise and the breathing of a rabbit. Is there any difference? Anybody?
Yes.
There is a lot
The
of
rabbit's
difference.
heart is always pounding away.
Yeah, isn't it?
It's a nervous creature.
And the tortoise, the
His
tortoise is.
his
I'm sorry.
requirement of breath is very, very less. So I
Ah,
think he breathes only in a year. I think he breathes only 400 times or something like that.
is
If
it?
I've read, if I remember correctly what I had
Okay,
read.
okay. But how many years does the hare live and how many years the tortoise live?
Yeah. So the hare lives. The life of the hare is short,
Yeah,
whereas
very short.
the
The tortoise
the tortoise
outlives a
lives for
human being.
200
yeah
years.
300, 400. I don't know how many
Yes,
years.
yes, yes.
200
Hundreds.
years.
Yes, yes, absolutely. So we can just see that. See, one is conscious of the breath, so the person is living long. The one is unconscious and is quickly finishing it off. Something like that. The yogis engage in what we call the exercise of this consciousness on their breaths as well. Let us continue. So what happens with this? All these offerings, they become the ahutis and they light that fire. Which is that fire? That fire is Viju Maji, if you want to speak, you can unmute because some background sound comes. I'm just muting you. Yes, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, you can unmute anytime you wish to say something. Yes, please. Thank you. So, what happens here? This fire grows brighter. What is this fire? This fire is a fire of knowledge inside of that person. The realization creates, the person gets greater clarity. All these actions become only oblations into the fire of knowledge. They become the light's kindling source. They teach us. Just example of the breath. Just if we become conscious of the breath, next time we get frustrated also. If we just try to first, okay, I'm going to control my breath. I really didn't like this person. He really disturbed me. He's made me very angry, but I'm not going to get angry. I'm just going to control my breathing. Slowly. Then I'll think about what badla or anything I want to take. First thing is at least controlling my this moment, isn't it? If you're able to calm down, you're able to go quiet, it will give you clarity. It will give you a greater understanding. And that leads to a rising of the consciousness. Let's say Good moment, bad moment. Everything is a moment as an it should be used as an opportunity for moving forward. It is as simple as that. Adversity also can become an opportunity for a sadhak. Allows you to raise your standard, isn't it? It does not matter if everybody else is not conforming to that particular standard. It's all right. Krishna has told you be the example, you be the standard. Set it up. Most difficult moments. It is a great challenge, but it is more fun that way only. It will allow you to increase your capacity. I remember during like there was a we were looking at once in a workshop only. I can say just example for an example. It was a chapter on death, and at that time my father was in the ICU. We did not know what was going to happen to him. And there, one very senior participant who was nearly maybe 50 years senior to me, and he was demanding, "You take away my fear of death right now." And the person is having PhD, he has done PhD in Sankhya Karika. He had to, that was one of the first batches I had taken almost 5 years back. And for me, I was just more worried about what is going to happen after the session because that was. But then it was a great challenge. It was very easy to get frustrated at that particular. Sir, you are much more older than me. You should understand everybody is going through. But instead, I took it was an opportunity, and that was a very good opportunity because I could get balanced. There, I was able to be balanced afterwards also. Because not being a doctor, what can I do? No, without if I get more frustrated or more anxious, will that help in treatment? It
No.
cannot, no. Instead, I could just go, I could even play some nice bhajan there quietly. And it was a very different experience. It was a quietude afterwards. So it is important for us to exercise self-control. If we lose our self-control, we cannot justify it as a part of sadhana. That is one aspect we should understand. So self-control is important. Different things. When you do that self-control, only you will get a growth. And this is the offering which has to be done by each of us to the divine, not to somebody else or not because somebody is watching us. I once very recently one person was lying, absolute lie, and I caught that person straightforward. I said I would like to have a conversation. So the person kept delaying the conversation for a very long time. Finally, when there was no, you had given me time that you will have a conversation. Then I said this statement was I said you are now I am speaking in front of you. There is a photo of the divine whom you respect. So in front of that, I am asking, is this not a lie? That was part of my sadhana was the answer. That lie was part of us. This is not the truth at all, isn't it? But unless you do self-control, you will not get knowledge. Otherwise, you will be denied from that knowledge. And these are all understood by those yogis Krishna is talking about. This set of shlokas are excellent for us to watch different paths. Some people are offering through music. Some people are offering through full self-control of breathing also. Next shloka, let us see. Dravya yajnas tapo yajna yoga yajnas tatha pare स्वाध्याय यज्ञाश्च यज्ञाश्च यतयः samshita vrataha. Some make material offerings for their benefaction, while other yogis practice a rigorous austerity in action. Others into the fire of knowledge as oblations show their intellectual prowess, reading and all that they know. And some people do material offerings also. They offer to the divine in form of materials. I have offered this much to the divine as a complete offering. That is another offering people do. Some other yogis, they practice extreme strong control. You must have heard of Hatha Yoga, no? Anyone? These Hatha yogis, so many of them, full self-control. Sometimes, it's like we go to a cold place, we start shivering immediately. Here, there is a yogi barely wearing a cloth and sitting in the temperature which is almost near zero, and that person is chill and as calm and cool and warm. And how is it possible? Sadhana. That person has done it. Through the transformation of the physical, they are doing it through a strict austerity. Some people say, I've stopped eating this particular food, I'm just controlling myself. These are all different ways of trying to reach closer to the divine. People follow others into the fire of knowledge, into this jnana yajna. What do? Their intellectual prowess, their entire capacities they start offering. They do the swadhyaya, they do reading of scriptures and all of that, and all that they know they are offering to the divine with humility. What is a jnana yajna? Anybody? Any example of jnana yajna? Anybody?
Maybe where they read shlokas and
Shlokas only make a jnana yajna?
no, they can also be reading Bhagavad Gita, could be reading anything.
Are
That
we doing a
leads to-
jnana yajna when we are participating in this?
Why
Together.
not? You don't have to have fire
Yes.
as proof, do you?
We have the fire of knowledge, fire of light, fire of aspiration. So many fires are there. It's a very, very fiery yajna that we are taking part in, isn't it? Each of us with aspiration. And that is why Bhagavad Gita study also, Swadhyaya is also considered yajna, because we are all, it's like we are piecing together and trying to understand to the best of our abilities to what Krishna has actually told in the Gita. And what are we doing? We are putting, each of us is pouring perspectives, pouring our understanding. So that is again one more type of yajna. That is what one more type of way people follow. Then there is one more. Let us go to the 29th shloka. Apane juhvati pranam prane panam tathapare pranapana gati ridhva pranayama parayanaha. Then there are others. While others practice the sacrifice by breathing, the life force that they are inhaling and exhaling, they exercise restraint on their very life force and a regulation over their breaths they enforce. Then there are others, because breathing is an involuntary action that way. But we also have control, isn't it, over the breath, over our prana and the apana. The life force entering inside and the life force leaving outside. Some engage in this practice of control or an exercise of the breath, also called as the pranayam. Anybody has heard of pranayam? Yes, isn't it? All of us. How much time does one do it?
Up to the individual. Some do it for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes.
20 minutes. Beyond that? Generally known.
15 minutes.
I knew somebody who used to do it for a few hours.
Okay. You know personally. Shashiji. Okay.
Yes, he's
Alright.
no
Yeah, so
more.
Okay. Wow.
yeah,
Yes.
so we do pranayam, me and my wife,
Yes, sir.
Saturday, Sunday for sure,
Okay.
and
Okay.
2 more days, so probably 4 days a week.
Right, sir.
But once we start the pranayam,
Hmm.
we could hardly do it for 3-4 minutes at a time.
Yeah. It's a
I mean,
difficult
nothing
one.
beyond that.
Yes, but Shashiji just shared, isn't it? Of someone doing for hours. Shashiji, do you know anything about Sri Aurobindo and pranayam?
Sadly, no.
Okay, it was
Perhaps you'll
very
enlighten
interesting.
me.
No, it was very interesting that his Guru Lele had introduced him to that, and Leleji had introduced him to pranayam, and he would do for several hours in a day, several hours in a day, and these awakenings he had to get at that time. So, being able to sit and do that is something very remarkable. But if you say this is just Anulam Vilom, you sit and you can do it for 25, 30
Yes.
minutes. This is the Ida and the Pingala. You do that exercise, something else awakens, a new fire inside. They call Sushumna, or the seat of the Viveka Buddhi is Jagrut. You will become Captain Cool at all times if you are doing this for a long time. Because even in difficult moments, the right decision, because it's all about taking the right decision in the difficult moments. So the Viveka Buddhi gets Jagrut. Like that, there are different, there's like Bhasrika, Kapalbhati, Anlom Vilom, Brahmari, Ujjayi, so many different types of pranayam, and people seek that as a path. It also is a very good exercise, if not really doing throughout the day. Everybody must practice it, and it's always best to do it in a right manner with good guidance, because they say Pranayama yogena sarva roga samuchayet. All diseases can also be taken care of. Now people are doing clinical trials to show how hypertension can be corrected with anulom vilom. It is being done. There are trials going on. But there's a second part of the shloka which everybody forgets. Ayuktabhyasa yogena sarva roga samudbhava. Doing it wrongly can sometimes lead to also diseases also, if not done in a proper manner. Imagine suddenly people do the Bhasrika. They're supposed to leave the air out at a regular means Kapalabhati, not Bhasrika. Bhasrika is inhalation and exhalation. Kapalabhati is just leaving in 1 second. They keep exhaling there. You should see the faces of the all such reactions happen. The anger inside, the speed, you're supposed to do it at a right pace. All that is forgotten because the mind goes, thoughts, when you're thinking very strong thoughts, breathing is fast. Otherwise, people fall asleep while doing that because they become too calm on the inside. So it's a different exercise which people do that. So that is again, Krishna says, one more way of people follow the path. Let's continue. अपरे नियताहाराः प्राणान् प्राणेषु जुह्वति सर्वेप्येते यज्ञविदो यज्ञशपितकल्मषाः. There are yet others who regulate their food. Even the ahar, the food that is eaten by such people, they are able to regulate it. They are life forces, they pour into the sacrifice of life force. Sacrifice is meaning all these beings have truly understood. And in its fire, they obliterate their sins in life's course. So beautiful it is. Why are they doing this? They are purifying, they are trying to purify themselves. Each of this is, I think somebody has written, Pravina. Yes, Pranam, you can actually nowadays, we are very lucky, like in online Madhyam, you can actually find some very nice standard practices. And it is always better to find a good person to guide. You can start that journey if you wish to start the pranayam. Anyway, let us come back to this ahar. Control of ahar. Food also is, it's very difficult, isn't it, to control? But there are people who can control it. And then there are people who cannot control. They eat so much that a doctor says, I'll give you only one exercise. Next time if anybody offers you food, do level this exercise. That is all. Because self-control is gone in some people. And yet there are people who can control for, they do upvasa for days as a part of their exercise. It's very difficult. It's very difficult to be without food. And I've seen people from close, how they are able to, they do sometimes even nirjala upvasa. Not even food, not even water. One would wonder how is it working. People have tried to, flag it as a very bad practice. But even pranayam has been, people have tried to flag it as a very bad practice. But the same pranayam is getting repackaged and called cardiac rhythmic breathing, and it is said it's a very good package. Upvas is considered very bad, but when it is called intermittent fasting, it is considered super and excellent, standardized national international practice. So this is a very funny trend going on everywhere. But this aspect of controlling food, this has always been there as part of our tradition. We are always understanding we are not bound by the food. We are beyond our food choices also. This is something which we should ultimately aspire to have in our life as well. Pravina ji has written, Uppas is more difficult if the individual works in the kitchens. It is a good chance, no, greater chance to do greater sadhana, stronger sadhana, where you're getting tempted. Easy for me to say because I once talked about Rajasic food and nutritional psychiatry concepts in one conference. I even got a prize. Immediately after that, I went to the stall and I was eating raw mangoes with spice. And there, one more person who had presented, that person's mother was there. And I just, while eating, I laughed. Ma'am, I had just talked about it, but I am eating this. She said, no, it's okay. You are young, you can eat right now. Whatever it is difficult to practice. But if you don't practice, it is not going to give you the labha of the right action, isn't it? If you don't do, if you want to go ahead, you have to understand. You should be able to be without food also. But that was also an experiment I did try for some time. And in the yoga, they say no, the people who eat 3 times they are called rogi, 2 times they are called bhogi, and 1 time is a yogi. And it is possible. But again, we have to look at a lot of factors. These are ways Krishna is talking about. Why are they doing all of this? Is because they want to purify themselves. They want to become better. Just as there is no limit. There is no limit to becoming better. There is no limit to purifying your consciousness also. Gold also is in fire only it becomes purified, isn't it? If you want to purify gold, what do? You put it in hold it in the fire, isn't it? It is something like that. This tapasya is going to purify a yogi. All of us must do a tapasya. Which way? Whichever way is functioning to us, whichever way is good. Just it is something which will stop here at the shloka number 30. But these are the different tapasyas that Krishna has talked about. Why? Because we have to progress. The yogis understand. Like they say, Bura jo dekhan main chala, bura na milya koi, jo dil khoja apna, mujhsa bura na koi. Of course, Kabir Das was not a bad person, but he said, I went in search of bad outside. I didn't find anything. But when I turned inside, went to my heart, there I saw there was no one worse than me. Meaning, he was not a bad person. He decided to purify himself further and he's able to understand. See, it's easy to find faults of others, but in ourselves, finding it, coming face to face with it, that's a big challenge. I remember once my own participant was talking about ego is there. Yes, ego is there inside all of us. One day it came out. It was so horrible. I felt so bad. I wrote a poem of that also that time. It was a monster in the mirror. It was just, it is there. And sometimes we have to, it has to come when it comes out, we have to deal with it. We can't hide it. We can't hide such a thing. We have to understand. And that is why sadhana must be done. To become better people, better human beings, to bring joy in our lives and the lives of all those we are connected with. It's a very simple motivation. Loka Sangra. Why will I do such difficult sadhanas? Because I want to become more conscious, because I want to spread bliss, because I want to experience that bliss. That is exactly what should be our driving factors. We stop here at shloka number 30. If anybody wishes to ask or share something, you are welcome. After which we look at a short takeaway points which we have for today. Then we conclude with a Shanti mantra.
Sushruji, Alpana
Yes,
here. I
yes,
always
ma'am.
wonder this Adhyay 4, why is it called Jnana Karma Sannyas Yoga? When Krishna is talking about so many things to do, it's like you have to do it, and why the Adhyay is named as Sannyas, I somehow get
What is
confused.
sannyas, Alpanaji?
Sannyas means to give up something or not do something
Yes, so what are
decidedly.
we asked to give up here?
Okay, I mean, give up the karma phal ki asha and all
Yeah,
that.
yeah. Because
Yes.
in the
And
elsewhere in the Gita, we'll see a sannyasta kuru karmani. Krishna is telling to Arjuna. In a state of
okay.
sannyas, sannyasta kuru karmani, meaning give up the attachment. People have made a mistake many times, no,
Mhm.
that giving up is they think they'll have to give up everything. Like people use that dialogue, "Na to main sannyas le lunga," or I'll go to Himalayas. Many times when couples fight, also one person says, "No, no, I'll go to Himalayas." All the other person has to do, okay, here's your bag. Nobody will take it, nobody takes the next step because nobody, it's not that. It is not giving up. It is actually, the Gita is telling us to this. And again, it's a
So,
knowledge only, no?
yes,
Jnana?
yes. So it's the
Yes,
jnana about the karma sannyas. It means the karma ki
yes,
asha, phal
yes,
ki
yes.
asha ka sannyas.
The
Okay,
same
okay.
word can be interpreted in so many ways. Jnana
Yeah, I
karma
know.
sannyasa.
No, this is simple for me to understand, so I
Yes, yes.
stay with it right now.
We do
Once you
not.
advance, probably I'll know more.
No, no,
Yeah.
no. There's no advanced or beginner level. Every level is one. Advanced level is called Krishna. The other levels are called us human beings. We have to try to reach to that level. That is all. But why we don't call this title? I'm not in the session. We are not trying to because we do not want to preform any explanation in our head. We will see sannyas chapters. Other chapters also we'll see about sannyas also. And Krishna is going to be asked in the 18th chapter again. Krishna is going to
Mhm.
be asked by Arjuna What is this sannyas? What is tyaga? Please explain to me once more.
Nancy.
So,
Okay,
yes, Hari
we
Om
will.
ji.
Yes. Hari
Yes,
Om, thank you.
Hari Om ji. Namaste ji. Yes, can someone share some takeaway points? Yes, Pallavi ji. Yes, please. Yeah, you have
So
a question?
yeah, in the 20s that we all actions,
Sorry. Please repeat you. I lost your voice.
all sense bound actions.
Yeah.
Can you hear
Meaning,
me? What
what
does
is
that mean?
sense bound action? Meaning, all our actions require the use of our indriyas. But
Yeah.
when you are doing any action, just because sometimes I don't like a person, immediately what happens when you see that person? You get angry, isn't it? Then your actions are again, or somebody you are, sometimes you fear somebody, isn't it? Immediately that action is now because of your indriya, which has seen that. So your action is now being governed by the indriyas and you are not governing the action, isn't it?
Hmm.
Same when people hear things and different, whatever connected to the indriyas, you are using self-control. So that is an offering of a sense-bound action completely. You're controlling and offering all your sense-bound actions. Sometimes people have, it is always good to have somebody who praises you and supports you. And sometimes whenever you, especially in the starting of the path, no, it's always nice to get a pat on your back. But not everybody is lucky, no? Sometimes a lot of criticism is there. You are a fool. What a shame. What a waste. All this is going on. Instead of a japa of divine name or japa of some positivity, such kind of actions come, isn't it? People keep questioning you. You are wrong. You are hopeless. These kind of words keep thrown at you. What happens then? You lose your morale, isn't it? You lose your ability to move forward. But imagine if you are able to still walk forward. This person is going to fail, this is hopeless, this person is failure. All those thoughts also they're coming, they're not impinging on you because now your Shravana Indra is now in your control. You're able to filter what is coming in. Bhadram karne bhir shrunyam devaha. Let my ears hear only auspicious things. Then that is also an offering, isn't it? Your action offering is again, it's an offering because it is offered to the divine. And when you're doing offering to the divine, it's so much fun also. It is like really responsibility is divine's ultimate project in charge is the divine. I'm just the intern or the executor. Nothing to worry beyond that. So that sense bound offerings is what we can look at it, Pallavi, if that is clear. All right.
All right. I
Yes.
have a question, Sushraji.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Somewhere in the conversation, we came across the music,
Yeah, yeah,
that something can be achieved through music. Or
yeah.
can you just throw some more light on that? Because I personally love music. I'm into music. So I just want to see how I can, enhance it to next level to probably get something out of it.
Sir, just for example, music, sir. Music, when you hear different, what type of music do you hear, so generally?
I mean, I'm into Bollywood music, and
Bollywood music. Yeah, that is also that's just as, but
bhajan
in
is
that genre,
also
no?
fine. Yeah.
That's just. I mean, we have a big array in Bollywood music also. So generally, I'm just asking in that in the you have some which has got a very strong beat, isn't it? Then there are others which are classic, which are soft and smooth, which are different ragas are there. Modern, a lot of mix, techno and a lot of mix is there of things in. But each of these has a different effect on our consciousness, isn't it?
True.
Means it is like some generate one very big what we can say vital or irritating sounds inside emotions which are very flustered. Some bring about peace. Some
True,
so
true, true.
so
There is like something like Tagore Sangeet,
yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Means for
right?
example,
So,
just yes,
so
sir.
are we just trying to say that these different kind of musics have different effect on our senses? That's all.
So the offering of the music. If you see, for example, if you sing. One is listening, so that is Shravana or controlling your listening. But I'm saying about offering. If you yourself sing and offer that song, why not?
Good
Why
point.
not your even a love song can become a divine prayer if you can offer it to the divine, isn't it? You can see a
Meera is
higher. Yes, yes, absolutely, absolutely. And if when a person offers, when a person's earlier we used to have this sessions of every month bhajan sessions. So in the bhajan sessions, people who have never participated also would sing. Many started their music journey through an offering to Krishna because first time they sang with a very hoarse voice. I remember my singing first time I sang in front of my guru. I remember that I felt frogs have a better sound in rainy season than that. But over the period of time, slowly, the changes took place in the music. Then you understand the bhava. Then you sing with the bhava. It creates a different kind of aspect inside of you. It transforms you only. You go into like means for example, just one small, if you just look at this, Svatma Ramoham Bhuma Paramasuke Paramatmaham Paripurnoham Paratparoham Kevaloham Swatmaramoham. This gives a quietude, and you are able to enter into that consciousness. But same thing if you try with, if you want to go into Ravana's consciousness, he has sung this Tandava Stotra, Jatata Vigalajjala Prava. You can just imagine yourself entering into that force of that. So music is a vehicle. How you use it, it is up to us. But these yogis decide that I want to use the music as an offering to the divine. So it becomes a chance for furthering. And it is said everybody must try to sing in once in a while and offer. It is okay. You don't have to sing for the in front of the world or in front of the mic, but that is a great way to connect and connect to the divine. Absolutely, that is the and Samaveda is said to be that beautiful texts or with nice rhythms are there in it. One of the ancient ones, but we have so many musical techniques. We had a chance to do a research in children with autism, Vedic chants on children with autism. It got a neurorehabilitative therapy of the year award. And it was something very interesting that rhythmic Sanskrit sounds have a potential in inducing behavioral modifications in children with special needs. Now people are doing more research on this. We had done in 2014 one study where melatonin and serotonin hormone profiling also was done, and we saw that these hormones which are connected with calmness, they are getting generated and secreted more inside of the individuals. So it is applicable for all of us. So that is also one offering. So sometimes it's very nice if we can integrate. It's like we like pancha pakwan, different types of food. So like that, why not offer different types of sadhana to the divine, whichever way we can. So probably these are why Krishna is saying, and all these have one purpose. I am trying to purify myself and go closer to the divine and understand better, live a more fulfilled life in the light of the divine. So I think with this we are ready to conclude. Any point, anything you want to take, what we can say as take home from today's session, so that all of us can remember it for the rest of the day till tomorrow. Yes, anybody, any takeaway points? Anybody would like to share? What can we take home?
I take home from today's conversation is, which I could relate to my own family, that there could be different type of yajnas you can do.
Yeah.
It could be in any form. And the thing which I related to my family is my wife, she does Nirjala 3 days fasting once a month.
Mhm.
So I could relate there immediately that this is the
Okay.
kind of yajna she is doing. So, people are doing different kind of yajnas to connect to the higher up divine and to purify their souls. That is one, take away from today's session is for me.
Okay, sir. Fine, sir. Thank you, sir. Yes. Anybody else? After which we conclude with the Shanti Mantra. All right, then. I think so. Let us all try. Let us all try our best. And the best part is if we should try to enjoy while we do that, so that will make it easier for us without getting pressured by it. But there are so many ways we have to walk on that path. That is all which we have to try, which is suiting us. Hari Om. Sarve bhavantu sukhinah. Sarve santu niramayah. Sarve bhadrani pashyantu. Ma kaschid dukkha bhag bhavet. Hari Om Tat Sat. Krishna Mante Jagat Guru. Punar Milana. See you tomorrow. Namaste ji. Namaste.
Hari Om.
Hari Om.
Hari Om ji. Namaste ji. Namaste.
Hari Om.
Hari Om. Hari Om. Hari Om.